For the last 2 weeks, the internet has been accusing FIFA of writing a script. You've seen the memes. You've seen the frame-by-frame breakdowns. You probably watched my last video, where an entire semifinal got renamed England versus FIFA before a ball was even kicked. The theory goes that a governing body banking $9 billion from this tournament has a preferred ending, and that ending stars Lionel Messi lifting one last trophy, ideally against the man he beat in the greatest final ever played. Well, on Tuesday afternoon in Texas, a 19-year-old took that script and tore it in half on live television. Spain 2, France 0. Kylian Mbappé is going home. The dream rematch is dead. And the way it died, a first-half penalty given in a heartbeat. No lengthy review, no overturn, while the tournament's most protected superstar watched from 10 yards away has poured gasoline on every conspiracy this World Cup has produced. Because here's the twist nobody was ready for. This result is being used as evidence by both sides of the great FIFA argument. Stay with me, because by the end of this video you'll understand why Tuesday night in Dallas was the worst possible outcome for FIFA, no matter what they did or didn't want, and why the final on July 19th is now a trap with no exit. First, let's establish what FIFA's dream actually looked like, because you can't understand the nightmare without it. Cast your mind back to December 2022. Argentina versus France in Qatar. 3-3 after extra time. A Mbappe hat trick in a losing cause. Messi finally lifting the one trophy that had escaped him. Almost everyone who watched it called it the greatest World Cup final of all time, maybe the greatest football match of all time. Now imagine you're FIFA, sitting on the most lucrative tournament in the history of sport, and the bracket hands you a once-in-a-century possibility, the rematch. Messi's last dance against Mbappe's coronation at MetLife Stadium, in front of the largest global audience the game has ever assembled. That final doesn't just sell itself. It prints money in quantities that make $9 billion look conservative. France were 3 games from delivering it. Then they walked into Dallas Stadium and met a Spain side that has spent this entire tournament looking less like a football team and more like a verdict. Understand the billing here, because on paper this was the true final. The best attack left in the tournament against the best defense left in the tournament. Spain, European champions in 2024, unbeaten machine, the deepest squad in world football against a France side built on suffocation and the fastest transition game on the planet. And inside that clash of systems, the individual duel the whole sport has been drooling over. Kylian Mbappé, the king of this era, against Lamine Yamal, the teenager the world has already decided owns the next one. 2 galaxies passing close enough to touch. One of them was leaving the tournament by dinner time. For 20 minutes, it was chess. A quiet first half, both machines feeling for weaknesses, neither blinking. And then, in the 22nd minute, the whole World Cup changed shape in about a second and a half. A ball dropped near the French goal line. Lucas Digne, one of the most experienced defenders France had on the pitch, shaped to clear it, a routine action he has performed 10,000 times in his career. What Digne never saw was Lamine Yamal arriving. A half-step quicker. A teenager's half-step. Digne swung his leg through where the ball had just been, and instead of leather, he found Yamal, and Yamal went down inside the box. The whistle was instant. No agonizing 3-minute check. No referee jogging to a monitor while a stadium holds its breath. No chip data press release. The referee pointed to the spot without hesitation. VAR looked at it, found a clear foul, and stayed silent. Mikel Oyarzabal, the man who scored the winner in the Euro 2024 final. The most ice-cold, big-moment forward Spain have placed the ball, waited, and rolled it low to the goalkeeper's right. 1-0 Spain, and the internet detonated. Here's where you have to appreciate the environment this goal landed in. After the fortnight, we've all just watched Egypt's formal complaint, the Switzerland card reversal, the Spider-Cam goal that a censor chip swears never happened. Every single whistle at this World Cup is now interrogated like evidence in a murder trial. So when a World Cup semifinal gets swung by a penalty given in under 2 seconds, with none of the exhaustive review theater we've seen all month, the reaction split into 2 armies before Oyarzabal had even finished celebrating. French fans screamed double standard, Where was the 4-minute check? Where was the monitor visit? Norway's goal got the full forensic treatment and stood anyway. France's semi-final got a snap judgment. If every marginal call this tournament gets reviewed to atomic level, why did the biggest call of the biggest match so far get waved through on sight? And the other army fired back with something far more uncomfortable for the conspiracy crowd. If FIFA really is scripting this tournament for a Messi, Mbappe rematch, someone forgot to tell the referee. Because the quick whistle didn't protect the script. It killed it. The single most valuable storyline available to FIFA, the 2022 rematch, the two biggest names in the sport, the guaranteed all-time audience record died with that penalty. If there's a fix, it just fixed FIFA out of billions. Either the strings don't exist, or somebody up there just cut them. That right there is why I'm calling this FIFA's biggest nightmare. And I want to be precise about it. The nightmare isn't that Spain won. Spain deserved to win, we'll get to that. The nightmare is that FIFA has now lost control of the story in every direction at once. Their dream final is dead. Their credibility is so burned that even the call that killed their own dream final is being read as corruption. And waiting in the final is the one team on the planet that no script can survive contact with. Hold that thought, because the match wasn't finished making its point. If the penalty was fortune, what came after was a statement. Spain didn't retreat into their lead, they tightened their grip like a hand closing around a throat. France, the best defensive side left in the bracket, needed a response, and Spain simply refused to let them have the ball long enough to compose one. And in the 58th minute, the second punch landed, and this one had no controversy attached to it whatsoever. Pedro Porro fed Dani Olmo and kept running. Olmo returned it first time a give and go, so clean it belonged in a training video, and Porro arrived in stride, opened his body, and side-footed past Mike Maignan. 2-0. No penalty. No VAR. No spider cam. Just a French defense pulled one pass out of shape and executed for it. The kind of goal that ends arguments. And what about the man France built everything around? What about Mbappe? That, for my money, is the real story of this match, bigger than the penalty, bigger than the conspiracy noise. Kylian Mbappé, the most devastating forward of his generation, was erased, suffocated by a Spanish side that defended him the way England defended Holland in Miami, not by fighting him, but by starving him. And while the king of this era ran into wall after wall after wall, the kid at the other end, 19 years old, playing in his first World Cup semi-final, won the penalty that decided it and spent the afternoon making seasoned French internationals look like they were chasing a rumor. If you want a single image of this World Cup, it's that. The torch didn't get passed in Dallas. It got taken. Let's be fair to France for a moment, because the lazy version of this story is that they bottled it, and that's not what happened. France conceded a penalty through a defender's honest mistake. Digny never saw Yamal coming. And at this level, a half step is a career. They lost the second goal to one perfect combination. Against any other opponent in this tournament, France's structure holds, and Mbappe eventually gets his moment. But Spain aren't any other opponent. This is a team that has now dismantled the best defense in the bracket without ever looking like it was straining. That's the detail that should terrify England, Argentina, and yes, FIFA. Because think about what's sitting in the final now. In my last video, I said England was the first opponent too big to quietly script around. Spain is something else entirely. Spain is the opponent too good to script around. Run the scenarios with me, because every single one of them is a nightmare wearing a different mask. Scenario 1. Argentina beat England on Wednesday, and Messi walks into the final against Spain. Now, every whistle in that final becomes the most scrutinized refereeing decision in the history of sport. After this fortnight, if Argentina get one soft penalty, one microscopic offside, one convenient red card against this Spain, a Spain the whole world just watched dismantle France, the accusations don't simmer. They go nuclear permanently in front of the largest audience football has ever had. And if Spain win anyway, then FIFA's tournament ends with Messi's last dance finishing in defeat, the fairy tale they're accused of protecting, dead on the final page. Scenario 2. England beat Argentina, And it's England versus Spain, a rematch of the Euro 2024 final. England lost, with 60 years of hurt on one side and the best team of this generation on the other. A monumental football match, starring neither Messi nor Mbappe, the two most bankable names in the sport, both watching the final from home, at the tournament that was supposed to be the sport's biggest ever payday. Either way, no rematch, no dream, no control over the narrative. FIFA needed one of two specific endings, and Tuesday in Dallas made both of them impossible. And here's the deepest irony of the whole night. The team that killed the script is the one team nobody can accuse of needing one. Spain haven't gotten a controversial call because Spain haven't needed a controversial call. They've won every match by simply being better in possession, better in structure, better on the bench, better in the moments. In a tournament drowning in asterisks, Spain are the only unarguable thing left in it. And there's something almost poetic about the fact that a competition consumed by conspiracy theories might just end with the most innocent possible outcome. The best team on the planet, winning it, on merit, with a teenager leading them into a new era, whether FIFA's storyline department likes it or not. So France fly home, and the post-mortem in Paris will be long and vicious. A golden squad, the best defense in the tournament, the biggest star of his generation out in the semifinal without scoring, silenced by a penalty they'll debate for years, and beaten clean by a goal they can't debate at all. Mbappe's World Cup story now has to wait until 2030, and the sports center of gravity just shifted visibly, on camera, toward a kid who can't legally rent a car in the state of Texas. And Spain marched to MetLife on July 19th, where they'll face whoever survives Wednesday's war in Atlanta, England versus Argentina. The match I broke down in my last video, the one the internet has already renamed England versus FIFA. Except the stakes of that match just doubled, because the winner doesn't just reach a World Cup final anymore. The winner walks into a locked room with the best team in the world, in front of the biggest audience in history, in a final that will either restore football's faith in itself or burn what's left of it down. There is no quiet ending to this World Cup anymore. Dallas made sure of that. So 2 questions for you, and I'm reading every answer before the final. 1. Was the Digny penalty a fair call or a double standard after the fortnight we've watched? And 2. Is there a single team left on earth that can actually stop this Spain side? Lock in your verdicts in the comments. And subscribe with the bell on, because the England versus Argentina breakdown drops within hours of the final whistle in Atlanta. And if that match goes the way this tournament has been going, you do not want to miss it. Until next time.